everyone, and here's a traditional philosophy video today. I'm doing 2 videos because I do not want to piss off my subscriber base. Anyway, if you were triggered by the commentary video, you leave a hate comment. I'll gladly read them off in the next video. And I promise you, in a philosophy video, I'll ruin it. I'll read off all the hate comments from the religious video. But anyway, let's actually get into this. I don't want to, act like a fucking snarky idiot for the rest of this time. So, you know what? Let's get into it. So today I'm doing a response to a comment I got on my anti-natalism video. So this is basically a follow-up to my most popular video, which is my anti-natalism video. But basically, let me read this out. It was said by TheKWOD, TheKWOD, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But basically, he said, "So if parents choose, they did so with the knowledge that their own ratio of suffering to pleasure was excessive?" No, I never said that in the video. I said that that parents are responsible for the suffering that their conceived or born child goes through because they chose to conceive that child. In that video, I never said once that the parents had any knowledge of the ratio or of suffering to pleasure that the child would experience or how excessive that was. Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to get at there. Maybe you could elaborate if you see this video. The destruction in the world is due to our failure to engineer everything we need and most of what we want via full automation. Now, this is the thing in the comment that I have the biggest problem with, because it basically advocates for just completely replacing workers with fully automated robots. And the reason it pisses me off so much is because he literally makes it a stupid statement in the next sentence by saying, "We have the technology to permanently end poverty and starvation." Well, sir, if you replace all menial tasks or manual work jobs with robots, it's just going to be a more impoverished country because you're replacing good paying jobs with robots. That doesn't solve poverty. Using full automation to manufacture whatever we want is not going to solve poverty or starvation. It's going to actually ramp up the effect of it, because the fact that people's jobs are basically being stolen from them so that the companies, the corporations, can put a robot in there to do the work for little to no money, just the cost of repairs, etc. So overall, this comment makes absolutely no sense. First he goes with saying something that I literally never said in my video, to make it seem as if I'm an idiot. And then secondly, he talks about how full automation is a good idea. So yeah, I mean, I guess this isn't really worth more elaboration on, because I've pretty much just proven everything that he said is ridiculous. But maybe if he sees this video, he'll make a comment explaining better what he said. And if he does explain better what he said, or explain what he meant, elaborate, I will be more inclined to make a more articulate response, or even be convinced that what he says is true. But his statements on full automation, it's ridiculous. That was ridiculous. So, I mean, if you want to respond, if you see this video, please do, because I'm excited to see what you'd have to say. Anyway, so yeah, that was the response to the comment. But let me continue on some of the points that I was talking about last episode of why you should become an antinatalist. As I already stated again in this video, I said that parents are the causation of all their child suffering. I'm not saying that the parents are the mastermind behind their suffering. I'm not saying that the parents are the ones creating their suffering or making them suffer. I'm saying that the parents are the reason they are suffering, because without the parents, they wouldn't have been conceived. Thus, that child wouldn't have been suffering. Now, in TheKWOD's book, he talks about how pleasure is greatly trumped by the force of pain and suffering. But he talks about it, he says, the hypothetical suffering of a potential person, just leaving them as a potential person, is better and more moral. This is something I struggled with when reading through some of his works, because there are no potential people. You either are a person or you aren't a person. There's no in between. So that was a little bit of something that I struggled with, but overall, I think the point of antinatalism as a whole is a righteous cause, because it's working to end all the suffering that we possibly can. Now, it's not about stopping parents from having children. It's just simply about having suffering be minimalized to its lowest point. And that's really our goal as antinatalists. So yeah, see y'all tomorrow, and goodbye.